Welcome everybody. We are in the session 7 of our course, and you did have some time to go through definitions, through forum with lots of topics on how to do test cases for this situation and that situation, and you had to do the quiz, another quiz, which is a disaster. I can tell you. I mean, the way it happened is a disaster. So we have 60 people out of 117 or 115. Okay, we have just 60 people who did the quiz. But when we look at how you did the quiz, I can tell you guys, you are in big trouble. First question, we have 51 people answering and 9 people who skipped. Next question, we have 41 people who answered and 19 people skipped. So if that is the way you do it, guys, I can tell you are already in trouble. I mean, you don't have to wait. You are already there. Okay? If you are not willing to study, I don't know what, I mean, really, I'm helpless. I cannot help you much, really. Okay, let's go. What test cases, write test cases for testing required zip code field. Required zip code field. We do have that question answered for you. Yeah, where is the zip code here? Black box, let me find it here. No? Login password. No? Can you see it? Control F, zip. Oh, yes, okay, it's here. And it comes with requirements, guys. See, we have seven requirements here. And then we have 8 test cases. Then we would have to figure out why for 7 requirements we do not have 7 test cases, why we have 8. But what I want to tell you, we have requirements and we have test cases, and when I look at what you are doing here, so it says 5 digits data accept, so no requirements. That one comes with no requirements, okay. That one does come with requirements, okay. Number 3 comes with requirements. No requirements, no requirements, no requirements. Guys, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Test cases without requirements make no sense. God knows what you are testing. Why would you have test cases if you have no requirements? Okay, let's take this one. I will paste it here. So, wow. Okay, I will paste it here so we can see it larger. And okay, number 1, 5 digits, data accepted. 6 digits, accept 5 digits only. 4 digits, data not accepted and gives error message. Digits, accepted. Alphabets, not accepted. Special characters, not accepted. Empty field, error message. Oi. 5 digits. I mean, it's terrible. So, digits accepted, 5 digits accepted. I mean, what's the difference? Why in the world you have 5 digits and then you have just digits without, and so no, it doesn't matter how many digits, so they're going to be accepted. So let's take a look what we teach you. I mean, really, there is no magic there, and there is really nothing complicated. So we are saying the field is required, okay. Let me see, is it required there in our test? Required, yes, the field is required. Good. So a required field is a requirement. It is a requirement. So let's take a look. Where is it here? I lost it. So first requirement is the field is required. Second one says the field accepts 5 characters. I'm not saying which ones. That requirement is about input being 5 characters. Characters include letters, digits, and special characters. So when we say characters, we are not specifying which ones, but we are saying it's 5. The next requirement says digits only. Because of the digits only, we need 2 test cases here. Because one test case will be for letters and another test case will be for a special character. So we have 2 negative test cases here. 2 negative, 1 positive. Okay. Then input could be either typed or pasted. Why we care about that? Because let's say it does not accept letters when I type letters, but if I paste letters, which happens a lot by the way, it might accept letters. So that is why. More than 5 characters will not be accepted by the field. Just no error message, it just accepts 5 and that's it. From 1 to 4, there's going to be an error message saying it's 5, should be 5. Non-existing 5 digits. See, it might be digits, but if that zip code is non-existent, which happens? So then there's going to be an error message about non-existence. So we have very logical, very clear set of test cases. And then if you have, requirements. If you have clear set of requirements, it becomes so simple and so, natural to come up with test cases. You say, well, the field is required. Okay, which one? Positive. Okay, it is not the first test case here. Okay, it is somewhere. Positive existing, 5 digits. So that is what we type in. 94040 is a 5-digit existing zip code where we are here in Mountain View. We are in Los Altos. Across the street, it's 94040. That is the actual existing 5 digits. So that is our happy path. We take all digits, we take 5, and we send it there. It's existing. So it's a happy path. If it fails, I don't even want to look at other test cases. Okay, good. Then I'm saying non-digits. What kind of non-digits? A letter. So instead of 0 here, I'm doing O. I just changed to 1 letter, not 5. Just 1 letter. Then error message which says digits only. Yes, I expect that. So non-digit special character. So instead of 0, I type @. Okay. And then I expect error message which says digits only. Then, okay, here is the required field. Then I put nothing. I mean, the field is empty. And then it says the field is required. That is what I expect. Requirement number 1. Okay. Requirement number 1. Less than 5-digit requirement. So then 9404. 4 digits. It says it must be 5. I type more than 5. What do I type? 940405. Okay. And it accepts only first 5. That is what I expect. Good. Now I paste. See, we have a requirement either typed or pasted. So now I paste more than 5 digits. And I expect, okay, it has to be that same string. And then that is the what I expected. Okay, a non-existing 5 digits 00001, and it says it's not existing. That is what you are supposed to provide. Now look what you do, guys. 5 digits accepted. 6. Okay, I actually have it here. Yeah, 5 digits accepted. What the hell is that? I asked you, give me test cases. What exactly should I type in there? What do you mean 5 digits? What is my test case? What do I type? If I give that test case to 5 different people around the world, they have to do exact same thing. So that is not a test case. That is God knows what. 6 digits, accept 5 digits only. Maybe it is your requirement, but it's not a test case. There is no single test case here. Test case has ID, number 1. It has purpose, number 2. It has instruction, number 3. And it has expected result, number 4. At the time of writing test case, you have 4 fields to provide. If that is your test case, number 1, you cannot get you cannot get a job. I mean, you have to study, okay, before you go to the job market. My next question is, why in the world you don't study? Why you give me that? I gave you all the test cases. I gave you all of them. Why don't you give them back to me? Requirement. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, field is required. Accepts only digits. Only 5 characters. Okay. Input can be like typing and pasting. Like, okay. Non-existing 5 digits code result will be error message. Okay. More than 5 digits will not accept it. More than 5. Okay. 1 to 4. Only case 1. What is this? Oh, I'm sorry. Then we have test cases. Okay. Case 1. Write 5 digits, data accepted. Again, we do not have test cases here. Okay. Some of them look like test cases. Okay. Why? We have 7 requirements and just 5 test cases. Okay. Write 6008P. Okay. Rejected. Special character rejected. But at least you provide me with the typing. Here, but write 4 digits tells me nothing. Okay. And then all the 5 test cases are missing what's the purpose. What the hell is the purpose? So, non-digits letters. Okay, non-digits letters. Non-digits special characters. Good. 0 characters. Less than 5 digits. So, each test case begins with a purpose. Where is the purpose? Write 5 digits to do what? Okay. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay. No. Requirements. Okay, requirements. Acceptance of 5 digits only. Doesn't accept special characters or letters. So you have 2 requirements in one. 5 is one requirement. Digits is another requirement. It's 2 requirements. Okay, field is required. Wow, we've got just 3 requirements. Interesting. Okay, test cases. Valid zip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Accepted. Okay, that is the purpose. Valid. I don't know if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is accepted, really. Why don't you take your own, the one where you live? Maybe it is not existing. What do you mean valid? Just it is made out of digits. Still might be not non-existent. Invalid zip. Oh God. So you confuse valid with existing and non-existing. Okay? So one thing, it is made of digits. Another thing is it is existing or not existing. So the format might be valid. The format. Let's say 5 digits is also 5 zeros is also a part of the valid format. From the format standpoint, it is valid because it is made of digits only. But from the zip code, valid zip code standpoint, it is not valid because even though the combination is allowed, so the zip code is not existing. So rejected. Invalid zip. See, that is what you are doing. You are saying it is invalid if being made of all digits, it is invalid. Being made of... What's wrong with this one then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Why is it invalid? Oh, letter. Okay, probably that is the letter O. Okay, here is the 0. Okay, and that is the O. Now, because of the O, it is invalid. But when you have all digits, it is still invalid. Okay, so we have confusion here. Invalid because of the character. Okay, now you are doing something here which is terribly impossible. Okay, terribly impossible. So you have one thing which is dead wrong, which is all zeros, and you combine it with another thing which is dead wrong. It means you do not really understand what testing is about. So testing is about isolating problems. You do not put all the problems in one test case, so then you get confused why exactly it happened and what exactly is wrong. You never ever do that in your life. Okay? That is why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is garbage. Just total garbage. And it's not what we teach you to do. Why don't, okay, wherever you live. So we are here, 94040, good. Invalid. What do you mean invalid? I don't know. Non-existent, okay. Existing, okay, non-existing. Okay, 000, okay. Invalid letter, okay, because of the letter, okay, good. Invalid character. So then why you just did 1, 2, 3, 4? You just did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you said oh. Why you are saying 0, 0, 0 here? What's the difference? See what I mean? 9, 4, 0, 4, 0. So then 9, 9, 4, 0, 4. That is how people fail interviews. That is how they come with a no job, no job, no job. Which is perfectly deserved. I mean, if you cannot do fundamentals, guys, the very basic things, and it's not like you do that in a stressful situation. You have the answer. It's given. 7 requirements are given. 8 test cases are given. What are you doing? Okay, required field, no input. Okay, good. Required field, yeah. So we have purpose. What do we do? No input. Rejected. The field, okay. So there is just one. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Guys, if you do not learn how to do test cases, you have no chance. I mean, really. Even if by accident they hire you, you won't be able to do the job. So test cases is the single most important thing to learn if you really want to get a job and to keep a job. Single most important thing. And then you still have to do bug reports, which is important. Okay, I don't want to go through that any longer. We move. How many test cases? Okay, we skip it. We'll come back if we have enough time. What are the most important components of a test case format? Okay, what are the components? ID, good. We still do not have 99%, but at least 93. ID, good. Expected results, good. Purpose, brilliant. Now, it does not say here test case format at the time of planning. It says overall. So then actual result is also a part of the format. We might not need it when we plan. We need it when we execute. But if we think about test case format, so actual result is there, sure. Steps for, we call it instruction, yeah? Steps for, what is the text? Steps for bringing the application from default base state to the verifiable state. Yeah, when we just did those zip codes, when we say 000, so 94040, what is that? The steps, the instruction, what exactly you type in. So it is as critical as ID and expected and purpose and everything. So it is as important. And then actual result is also part of the format, overall format. Another question might be, what are the fields of test case you fill in when you develop test case? Yeah, then we do not need actual. And we do not need pass and fail. Yeah, we don't have it here. And we do not have steps to reproduce. Steps to reproduce is a part of bug report, not test case. Okay. Now, format and style for developing test cases. Okay, let's see. Same format and style are used by all the companies. No, definitely not. It is not. 3-4 major formats are used by most of the companies. Guys, I sincerely believe that is the case. But we have no control. We don't know what other companies are doing. Just based on my experience in working for 6 companies and talking to hundreds of people working for many hundreds of companies. So I think it's 3-4 major formats, but we have no proof. Defined by each and every company individually, absolutely. They can do it individually. So nobody prevents them from creating their own format with just one exclusion. We have companies working under government guidelines. They have to be in compliance with government guidelines. So think about pharmaceutical companies, companies working under Food and Drug Administration, companies working under Department of Defense. So they have guidelines for everything, so they have to be in compliance with their guidelines. The rest of us, each and every company is allowed, is capable of doing their own formats for everything, including having no test cases at all. Okay, so they can do it. Defined by each and every QA team individually. Some companies might allow that, some companies might not allow that, but normally if there is a reason why your test cases are different from another team, why not? Absolutely. If it makes sense, sure. Defined by each and every testing project individually. I can tell you, I was a QA manager, and we tested 2 projects at the same time. One project was a trackball and computer mouse. And another project was a purely software application. So we had different formats for bug reports, for test cases, for everything, because we collected different information and we planned for different things. So it is perfectly fine to have different formats for test cases if we deal with different projects which require that, which makes sense. So software testing is the science and art of common sense. You cannot go against common sense. Then, yeah, we have some garbage which you don't buy. Good. Good. Keep going. 3 or more positive test cases for login password dialog box. We actually did that before, but let's see what you are doing. 3 positive test cases. Okay, 3 positive test cases. Positive test cases. Okay. So what do we have? Valid login, valid password. Okay. Number 1, number 2. Oh, where is number 3 then? No number 3. Okay. Valid login, valid password. Login, login, pass. What the hell is login, login? Oh, okay. Pass. So ID is here. That is the purpose. Valid login, valid password. So we are testing this stuff. That is what we expect. And that is garbage. Because you don't know. We do not execute anything. So the question is, write 3 or more positive test cases, not execute. So when you write test case, you cannot come with actual result. You cannot come with pass-fail. It's a big trouble, really, guys. It is so fundamental. You cannot make mistakes in things like that because you already lost that opportunity. If that is the test case you write, you already lost that job. Okay? Test case, when they say write it, it cannot come with execution. So valid login, valid password, login. Okay, yeah, that is positive. Password input shown by asterisk. Okay. The purpose is password input is not shown by asterisk. Password input is hidden. Asterisk is how it is hidden. So asterisk, shown in asterisk. But it says give me 3 or more. Okay, let's see if we have people with more. Oh. That one is bad. Valid login, valid password. Valid shown. Password is shown in bullets. Okay. Copy and paste. Okay. Copy and paste. Actually, it's 2 test cases. Copy menu item. Menu item on password field. Password field is disabled. And then we have actually number 4. Copy, paste. We are saying now paste, not paste. Copy and then cut. Menu item. Yeah? Copy menu item, cut menu item. Okay, those are positive. What is the difference between test design and test plan? So test design is about test coverage. Test plan is about strategy, scope, focus, schedule, resources. Good. How many people skipped? 2. Okay. Describe test scenario. So we have 73% saying it is slang term to be avoided. That is what I repeated a couple of times already. But then we have 16% of people who are saying it is a group of test cases. Okay, guys, you tell me, how do we call a group of test cases? How would you call a group of test cases? Okay, test suite. Test suite, okay. Now, how do you, not matrix test, never. Test suite. Yeah, it's good. Now, how do you call a group of test suites? Group of test suites. What? Typing. Test script. Got. We never use the term test script. Same as test scenario. Normally, under test script, people would understand test automation script. Don't use test script. So test script is as prohibited in our language as test scenario. Bundle. No bundle. Test plan. Guys, you are even in more trouble than I expected. Matrix test plan. So you don't know what's test plan, huh? You don't know what's test plan. You think test plan is a group of test cases or test suites. Well, it says here test scenario. Test plan is about strategy, scope of testing, focus of testing, schedule, resources. How could it be a group of test suites? Okay, that is how it happened, guys. That is exactly how it happened. Okay, describe test scenario. How many test cases we need to test list box with 15 items? Okay, 62%. Yes, we need, if you have a list box, you have to choose one value out of that list box. If the system, if the application picks it up properly and processes properly, you don't have to try the rest of it. I mean, if you choose California and you can buy your, I don't know what you test. Let's say you are testing, purchasing aircraft tickets. So if you can choose California, okay, and it works, then you don't have to try Georgia or Texas. I mean, it's working. It is picking the values. Good. Why it's important? Because nobody wants you to do 15 test cases or 25 test cases instead of one, because that is how you waste the company time and resources, and that is how software will stay untested. Because you just do something which makes no sense. Okay, write functionality, not GUI. Test cases for find text box in Notepad. And again, we have it for you. We have it for you. Let's take something from the middle. Okay, copy. Okay. So now, number one, searching up, match, setup, match, enter D, press find next, D, found. Okay, we'll figure out what it means. Number 3, number 4. That's it. Just 4. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you the dialog box just in case. It's now different operating system. Let's try. Hopefully it didn't change. Yeah, it didn't change much. So match case, we have checkbox and we have radio button here. So by default, there is no match case and it is searching down. But in terms of test cases, when you think about happy path, so happy path is about making sure the main purpose of the application, of the feature, is achieved. So what is the purpose of searching? To find the string. Which string? The y which you type here. Is it critical? Let's say, is it more important to find it down, or it is more important to find it up? It is equally important. Is it more important to find with no match case, or it is more important to find with match case? It is equally important. That is why we have 4 combinations to test. So by default it does down no match, then we do down match, then we do up no match, then we do up match. We have 4 equally important combinations to test, and that is our happy path. So what you have here is a happy path. It is not all the test cases we can really come up with, but what do we have here? Searching up with match, no match, down, no match. Okay. Then we have steps. Open, find, open, find, open, find, set up, match, no, then no match, down, no match. Okay, match, no match, no match. Okay, enter D. Why D? Press find next, D found. Well, then we, in that specific test case, we run into, as I told you before, there are 2 more things which might be the case. So one thing is preconditions. Another thing is test data. So preconditions are important. So first precondition is the notepad document is not empty. See what happened, notepad. Yeah, notepad document is not empty. Because if it is empty, let me show you. Oh God, this is the first time I run it. Okay. Edit. So find is disabled, guys. You can see it. I cannot even go there. So the precondition number 1 is it is not empty. So then we come to the question, what is the test data? What exactly do we want to type there? So what is the test data? And we have at least 2 test data. So one test data is the document content. Whatever that content is, it might be 1 line, it could be 25 lines, it could be something. Then the second test data is the search string. Maybe search string 1. Okay. Maybe you're gonna have more than 1. I don't know. So then you say enter search string 1. Copy. Pushing the find next button is so minor, it's so obvious. Enter search string 1. Okay. If you are searching for same string, for example, search string 1, because in that specific situation, when you say D, my question is, how do you know there's going to be any D? So you can actually search for it. Okay. See, no single word about requirements. Number 1, no single word about preconditions, no single word about data used. And that is why you don't have too many test cases. We have more test cases for that. Let's take a look what we give you, because it's cool. What we give you is cool. Last name, zip code. Let's see. No, okay. Let me do Control F. Find. Yes, here it is. We do not even give you test cases here, because they are so obvious, but we give you requirement. User can search down, user can search up, case sensitive, case insensitive. So we've got requirements. Good. And requirements are not developed by business analysts looking at the dialog box. It's opposite. Dialog box is being developed looking at the requirements. Okay, so we describe what user can do, and then the next question is, what is the interface which helps to do that? Then the found string gets selected. Good. Multiple occurrences of same string are possible, and we use the find next button, to get all of them. Cannot find message provided when needed. Look, what if I search for something? I say edit, find this. Error message comes, says cannot find the string. So it is a part of the requirement. Now, if I say cancel and I run it again, edit, find, it comes with the most recently executed string here, which is called default value. Default value. So, do we have any requirement for default value? Yes, default value provided in the form of most recently searched string. So, guys, now you do the test cases, and it says data, and then it says test cases, and okay, requirement made by me. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's see what people do. There might be something big here. Okay. Requirement made by me. Zip code field. Why in the world zip code is here? Honestly, I don't know what the whole thing is about. No, really, it looks like a garbage. I'm sorry. A positive, find up, negative, okay, we've got a lot. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, at least. Positive. So probably positive is like a purpose. Find up. I wouldn't say positive. I would call it happy pass. Happy pass is always positive, but at least it explains what it is. Find up is allowed. It's not about allowed. Really. Allowed is not what happens. Is implemented. Okay. In the text field and position the cursor after S. Select edit find menu item. Type S. No, I don't like it. I mean, really. It's a piece of poetry here. When it comes to an interview, it will take you forever to do that. It's not how we do test cases. Test data. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Copy. Guys, it's all practical, It's not something you do which other people cannot understand, or which takes too much time to do or too difficult to understand. Test data. Okay. Irina Nikitina has a dog, Rocky. Okay, that is the text, I believe, which will be typed into Notepad, so we search in that text. Precondition. Okay. Test data is entered. Each test case starts with mouse pointer at the beginning of the document. Good. Open find box, clean text box field. What the hell is that? Open find box, clean the box. Okay. So it means when you open the dialog box, you do not want to depend on what was typed in there last time. So you always start with the clean, with empty find box. Good. Searching down match. Select radio button down, type dog. Wow. push button dog found. Okay, down and match. I don't mind. So then we have. I can easily see. Okay, just a second. Let me try more. No. Okay, number 3. Where is number 4? Number 4. Okay. Where is number 5? No number 5. Okay. Down match, up match, down no match, down no match. What the hell is that? Match, 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 no match. I don't know. Okay, no match. Maybe that is what it was supposed to be. So select radio button, down, type dog, push, find next button. Guys, it is obvious, okay? So when you say down and match, really, I don't want you to say how exactly you did that. I mean, you can do it one time, but it is so obvious, it doesn't really require anything. Select radio button, down, type dog. But why you? I mean, it is down. I mean, why? You have two controls. One control should be down. Another one should be match. You have two controls. Down is by default. So you say nothing about match. Oh no, push, find. Yeah, you say nothing about match. And why do you mention anything about down? If you mention down, why don't you say anything about match? You know, makes no sense to me. Okay, either you set up both or you set up neither one, but you cannot do one, not another one. You type the word dog. So that is why you have test data number 1 and you have test data number 2. So test data number 1 is what you type into the document, and test data number 2 is what you type into the field. So let's say dog. So then you can say search and type test data 2. So you can say it that way. Push, find next button, dog found, and selected. Okay, and select. Or you can say just found, because being selected is part of the requirement. It's one of the requirements. So problem number 1, no requirement. Problem number 2, you have just 4 test cases, and the only functionality you are testing is searching, and we have more than that. So the rest is fine. The rest is fine. But and again, guys, it's all fine as long as I give you nothing. I just ask you, how would you test this? Or I would ask you, why don't you write me test cases? But in that specific case, you have the answer already. I mean, you have the answer. So what it takes you is to learn it and to do it yourself. That is the whole thing. That is the real problem. Define equivalence classes. Numbers which have same value. Makes no meaning, really. Black box testing technique. I don't know why you call it black box, really. Why it is a black box testing technique. Testing technique, yes, but why black box? I don't know. Testing technique in which test cases execute, kill them, representatives from each equivalence partition. Oh, I don't like it. A group of inputs that produce same output, same results. Yeah. Again, but it doesn't say it is a method. It is a method for creating test cases. Okay, set of test conditions which the system considers the same. Equivalence partitioning is a test case design technique. Okay, to divide the input data of software into different equivalence data classes. Test cases are designed for equivalence data class. Okay, group of inputs, group of elements, group of data, group of inputs. Okay. Set of conditions that relate to each other and can be divided to partitions. Okay, equivalence class. So, equivalence class is a group of inputs which result in same output, in exact same output, one output. You have many inputs, but they result in same thing, in same output. So then we say there is no difference between them. They are equivalent. In terms of the output to be produced, they are the same. So equivalence class. So let's come with you know what, let's do a little bit more than that. So we have two methods for developing test cases. So one method is called equivalence partitioning. Equivalence partitioning. So we divide. Partitioning is identifying equivalence classes. So we create partitions. A partition is called an equivalence class. So equivalence partitioning. So we partition into equivalence classes or partitions. Normally we say equivalence classes, not partitions. And then another method is called boundary values, boundary testing, boundary condition, so boundaries. So if we want to answer a question of let's say, how many test cases do we need? How many test cases do we need? So we are saying number of number of test cases equals number of equivalence classes. Plus 2 times number of boundaries. Two times number of boundaries. So why did we need one test case for 15 items in the list box? Because they are belonging to the same class. They are all the same. There is no difference between them. The expected result is the same for all of them. So that is why they belong to one class, and you just need one representative of the class. Okay? We do not always have boundaries. For example, in the list box, we have no boundaries. They are all the same. So it doesn't change within the class. But then I have a classic example of life insurance quotation system. So you apply for life insurance quote. You provide your date of birth, health conditions, height, weight, and then they tell you what's your health insurance quote is about. So we have people. Just a second. It starts first with people who are too young to have the life insurance. Okay, So you cannot buy life insurance unless you are 14 days old already. And then, just a second. No, it's okay. Well, no, it's okay. Then what happens if you are too old? You also cannot buy life insurance. You cannot. And there are some boundaries here. For example, if you are 14 days old, you cannot buy life insurance. But if you are 15 days old, you can. If you are 85 years old, okay, you can buy life insurance. If you are 85 years old plus 1 day, you cannot buy life insurance. Now, we have 3 classes, and behavior of the software application is divided in between 3 classes. So if you are too young, it provides you an error message, not error, but some message which says, please come in a couple of days. Okay. Here it provides you the numbers. If you are too old, it says, we are sorry, but you are not eligible. Okay. Now, and you're never going to be eligible. We have 3 different expected results. So we have 3 classes. Here is the class number 1. For the class number 1, let's say, I don't know, 7 days. Why 7? Because it is somewhere, you know. They're all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14s. They are all the same. I'm saying 7. Then I want something for the second class, and I would say 25 years old. Why 25? Doesn't matter. Anywhere. Then I will say, let's say 92 years old. Okay. Why 92? Who cares? It's more than 85 plus 1 day. So we have 3 test cases already. I will type my date of birth, so I'm 7 days old, and it should tell me you are too young. I will do 92 years old, it should say you are too old. I will do 25 years old, it will give me the quote, the amount of money to pay. But those are equivalence classes. Then we have boundaries. So for each boundary we have 2 test cases. So 14th is 1 more test case, 15th is 1 more test case. Because I have to see how a response changes on the boundary. Boundary is exactly the place where the behavior of the system changes. It should be 14th, too young, 15th comes with a number. It should be 85, saying, give me the number, and 85 plus just 1 day should be too old. That is why when I do classes, when I do equivalence classes, God, it is trying to make me to restart my system. So when I do equivalence classes, I do not take the values on the boundaries. I could, instead of 7 days, I could say 14th. 14th also belongs to the same class, but I would never take a value on the boundary, because boundary will be tested separately. Why boundary is going to be tested separately? Because boundary is exactly the place where lots of bugs are happening. I do not want to sacrifice the quality of my test by taking boundary. You remember, I told you, we isolate problems. I do not want 2 problems in 1 test case. How is the class doing? How is the boundary doing? 2 different issues. If boundary is not doing well as a boundary, I do not want to run into the whole class not doing well. Okay? That is why I'm isolating issues. So in that specific test case, In that specific situation. So I have 7 test cases. Test case number 1, I'm saying 7 days. Test case number 2 will be 25 years old. Test case number 3, I'm not doing the expected results. I'm just so we can see that on the diagram. Then I do 92 years old. Then number 4 will be 14 days, so boundaries. Number 5, another boundary, 15 days. Next boundary, so 6 will be 85 years old sharp, yeah. And number 7, 85 years old plus 1 day. So then we've got 7 test cases. So number of classes 3, okay, in our case, and number of boundaries 2. So 2 times 2, 4, and 3 classes. So that is why we have 7 test cases. So here are numbers which technique used to reduce the number of test cases to a manageable level while still maintaining reasonable test coverage. Okay, so it is a nice definition. My point here is you have to be able to identify the classes and to answer questions. How many test cases do you need? Okay, how many test cases do you need to test zip code field? Interesting. So what do we have here? Okay. Okay. How did you decide that 200 is too far? So some people are running into discussion instead of listening to me, but okay, still we have the recording anyway, guys, and I hope you will go over the recording now. Next Monday, okay, next Monday we will have Energy Telecom project. We will go over bug reports. So whatever you report on the forum, we will go over your bug reports, and we will discuss the bug reports and requirements and everything. Guys, do not use the projects we do in the school. Do not put it into your resume, okay? Do not say I tested Energy Telecom project. Do not say I tested Resume Builder. Those are study projects. We do not want them in your resume. They do not come with any program. With any company. So you do not want study project to be more than just study project. You know, a couple of sessions. Don't do that. Okay. So any questions so far? In extra class we have something. No, not really. What group of what about email field? Yeah, guys, we don't have time for email field. It must be in recordings. We are in very big trouble. We are. I'm not sure. You have question mark here, so you are saying, are we in very big trouble? Well, it depends on either you are learning or not. I mean, if you are not learning, it's one story. If you do not provide good answers because you didn't learn it yet, but you are on the way, you are not in trouble. You are in the process. But if you had a week and you didn't even answer the quiz, just half of you, guys, 50% of you approached the quiz. Just 50% of you. So I would say those 50 who didn't even look at the quiz are in more trouble than people who did try. If you think about people who tried the quiz, so those who skipped the questions so are in more trouble than people who tried to answer. People who tried to answer by learning, going to the forum, studying the thing, so are in less trouble than people who did it. But again, the whole thing is we are in the process of learning. We didn't even reach the 50% of our curriculum. Actually, we are session 7 out of 20. So, but what can I say? Learn it, guys. You still have plenty of time. She did, but we cannot sign in. Okay, Жанна. Okay, guys, you talked to Жанна yesterday about logins, and I will ask our admin if there is any problem related to any other issues. But we've never seen people before complaining about logins, so we will find out. Okay, so we are done for today. Let me go to do the recording. Thank you very much.